Okay, viewers, hello and welcome back to round 4 of the Gentry Leaderboard event here in Ghent, Belgium. We have Ian versus Schuer Allen in our round 4 feature match. Here we have Ian in, I believe, second or third place in our leaderboard here, trying to get that top 3 slot to get into the Invitational. Versus Alan, who is poised to take a top position in these leaderboards in both the St. Niklaas and Bredene leaderboards. He'll be the first, and well, since it's the first class, he'll be the first one to actually be in this position where he can snag up multiple slots, which would mean that his slot in the smaller leaderboard gets passed down to the next player. In Bredene, that would be Tom de Waal, taking advantage of this. And we have him spectating apparently already. So in 2 days the ladder event in St. Niklaas will take place, deciding whether or not Tom de Waal or Alan gets a slot from the Bredene leaderboard. So a bit of a mini game nail biter going on that field. I have seen Ian's deck as well. He's playing a Abzan Humans mid-range deck that uses Ulvenwald Mysteries to great advantage, and Alan is indeed, as the chat is saying, on red-green energy, a deck he's been playing in pretty much every match this season. So he's very familiar with the deck, very familiar with what it can do and what the essential plays, turns and cards are in certain matchups. Let's see what these players have. We have a Loam Dryad coming out for Ian. Quite the mainstay in all these 3-color green decks. And a Voltaic Brawler. So I look forward to this match in Ian taking a very aggressive role, trying to push through damage as soon as possible, because Ian has a lot of mid-game and late-game options to grind out possibilities. So the Hamlet captain already shows what the theme of the deck is, but it gets taken out with a Fiery Temper. Not sure what Ian is thinking about. He could be playing Blossoming Defense or Inspiring Courage. It's 2 mana for... That's the... Ian, hoe heet die spel? Repelled, yeah, and he plays Repel the Abominable. So the prevent spell for non-humans. So rescues his Hamlet back, and I think the Brawler is a human as well. So Alan choosing not to attack. Ian has no play on turn 4, but could be saving up to flash in Archangel, Avacyn Archangel. Brawler comes in as a 4/3, but it looks like Ian is just holding some lands. So we have Jelle joining us here, who drew his last round. You'll remember him from the second round feature match.
Indeed, which I stomped because my opponent didn't draw very well.
Yes, amongst others. So
made some mistakes as well, indeed.
Not sure what this card. I think it's the human captain that gives +1/+1 and
And
lifelink.
lifelink indeed, and it's 3/3 lifelink himself.
So, captain. Too many captains in Magic.
Yeah, you should have put them standards.
Captain. Not even sure if it's like actual captain. No.
I'll just check it.
Well, Alan has another voltaic brawler.
He owns Grace Champion, not Captain.
Champion.
Indeed. But here you can see a nice Option Sky Captain, who is not legal in our format.
No.
The hero, it's differently written.
There we have a Heron's Grace. Kids these days, even telling me the wrong name.
I didn't say heroes. I really said heroes. For sure.
Why are you in screen more than I am? There we go. That's better.
Because people can see my beautiful mole.
So
this mirror-faced camera is so confusing for me.
okay, voltaic brawlers coming in against just a Loam Dryad.
Here Alan is playing a deck that we are going to see a lot more in the next meta, I think.
Yes, it's the fun police, as we sometimes call it. It's the deck that punishes dirtly decks that want to do fun things. I personally think it's very good to have something like this in the format.
I really agree with it. I would never play because it's totally not my style, but I totally like this card. It's a 4/2 that you can return when an artifact enters the battlefield.
Yeah.
You can return it from your graveyard to your hand
Yes.
or to play.
There we go. Oval Chase
To your hand.
Daredevil.
Yeah. An exciting card, but yeah, a little strange.
It's a human. Guess he was short on humans for his deck.
Yeah, but still, uncommon human.
But it is a very strong mid-game grind engine. It just seems slow.
Yeah.
It's, the
Really
fact that
does.
it gets to block makes it a lot better than other comparable cards. This is a spontaneous.
Yeah, it's a 3/3 that gives 1 energy, and for 1 energy gives the creature haste.
Yep.
Spontaneous Artists. Nice card. Nice drawing, I mean.
Yeah, this deck is full of solid but slightly boring cards.
Yeah, of course it is. That's the deck.
So he was forced to tap his champion and the Loam Dryad to cast it because he didn't have any black available to him. And he's now being attacked for 11 damage. Maybe even more depending on
I think
the activations on the brawlers and the.
did the brawlers use an energy to gain +1/+1
Not
and
sure,
combo?
but he cast a tune on turn 1, so he had some extra energy floating around.
I missed the beginning of combat step, but I really think he used
On both?
on both, I think.
That would explain why he's blocking
Yeah.
the cup.
But I think I would.
You always block the cup
Yeah,
for energy
probably, but-
generation. Yeah.
Otherwise, you are going to win the long game. But here he took 11 damage, so yeah, it's
So, yeah.
exactly right. He used it on both.
Yeah. So Ian already scooping them up. So that was quite a quick game. That's what red-green energy does, really.
I don't understand why he would scoop them up. He had a 3/3 lifelink in play.
I think it only has lifelink when you have the ability,
I think it always has lifelink.
but he tapped it for.
Yeah,
the-
but now it's his turn. See,
Yeah.
it has a lifelink all the time. Not sure if this game was over yet.
Yeah. So he untaps this, has a 3/3 blocker.
And a
which-
1/2.
which
for the 3/3.
lifelinks him, but I guess he didn't draw into anything. Alan still has 3 creatures
Yeah.
and 4 cards in hand. Maybe he flashed him greater than life or something like
Okay.
that. That would be enough to finish the game.
Okay. But still, I think it's early.
Yeah. Other than that, it wasn't really over. Barring some removal and or pump spells coming out of Alan, this game could have continued. But it's the last round of a long and grueling 4-round event.
Yeah.
So maybe he wants to conserve
I
mental
drew
energy.
my last round. I can't complain about
Who did you draw with?
I draw to Timo.
Timo van Massenhoven.
Yeah. He plays a deck that's actually very easy matchup for me. He has said as well.
Red Green Delirium Aggro,
yeah,
right?
He had that my deck almost has 90% win rate against his deck. He said. I agree with him. My deck is just very good versus his, but we were both just happy with one booster less.
Actually, Ian managed to limit himself to 3 colors this time, and it's a 3-color humans deck that it's very mid to late gamey. It uses Ulvenwald Mysteries to and Oval Chase Dragster to really grind out people, but of course when you're faced with a very aggressive opponent and you're incapable of slowing that deck down, like we saw here, you never get that mid-game grind engine online. Now I also had the impression that Ian was both a bit flooded and missing a color, which really hurt his development as well. So let's see if in game 2, after some sideboarding, he is faring better. Also remember that Alan is playing pretty much the metagame Golem, the deck everybody knows, the deck everybody needs to beat to play the game, and Ian is playing a homebrew that nobody up to now has seen.
It's a total Ian deck.
It's an Ian deck.
Ian always brews something. I really love him for it. He makes something almost always the same kind of type decks, but
too many colors, weird cards, but awesome in the late game.
And green, white with something extra.
Yep.
On the other hand, who is the viewer that is very enthusiastic to see me? TDW, 1974. I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
Who's born in 1974? Who's born?
El Tombo.
Ah, nice. He looks so young.
Definitely not 75. Definitely not 11 years older than I am.
You look so old.
Shocked view. So okay, we have a harnessed lightning that got rid of a
so nice.
Duskwatch Recruiter.
Leaving 1 energy, by the way.
Yes. Now we only see 2/3 of the Duskwatch Recruiter because Gatherer
it has been in our meta for quite some time, so people know the cards by now.
You should know it. Now that Reflector Mage is gone, this is probably the best uncommon we have left.
It's very difficult to say because there are a lot of new good uncommons.
That's true.
Oh
my god.
And we have Cloudblazer.
Ether Revolt has so many awesome uncommons. It's like Out of the Gatewatch all over again.
And now we have them at the same time.
Yeah, we have a crazy set of 2-color uncommons with every color combination imaginable coming from these 2 sets. So
Indeed.
The brewing possibilities are sheer endless right now.
Also, just mentioning, Ian has Traveler Inspector, so I'm totally rooting for Ian now. Everybody who knows me knows
he has
that
2 of them now.
Wow. This is insane. He can't lose anymore. Card advantage.
So what do you think about making a trophy for the next Open that has 4 foil Traveler Inspectors inside them?
Yeah, that I'm going to make. That I'm going to start playing serious, okay? What you saw now was not serious. If there are 4 Traveler Inspectors foil to win, I will make a serious deck.
In a glass trophy.
In a glass trophy.
Glass.
Nice. Oh man.
Just an idea, of course.
Yeah,
let's get back to the game where we have a Voltalic Brawler crashing into dual Traveler Inspectors and a Lone Dryad.
Aha. Well, Tom, you called me Prancing Pony once. I will never forget that. You are my favorite fan.
Which rhino is it again?
It's definitely Crash of Rhinos.
Definitely. Stampeding. No,
Thriving Rhino.
Thriving. They're all thriving.
Just a second, I'm going to take my deck because otherwise might get stolen or something.
Sure. Okay, so we have another Duskwatch recruiter, but perhaps more interesting is the Dunt. Dunt Infiltrator, I think is the name. Operative. Dunt Operative.
Yep. Also a human.
Yeah.
This matchup is very good for all those shady cards. You don't know if they're what kind of creature type they are. You'll know now whether they're human or not.
Yeah. So the artifacts that Ian needs to activate his operative and his oval chase dragster are the clues.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any others.
No,
at this point.
I'm pretty sure I was playing next to him and I also only saw clues.
So this is a deck that never wants to sack his clues for fear of not being to activate the Dunt operative.
There are worse things than not being able to activate your Dunt operative.
I don't know, man. That +1 and that touch?
I have this little mole on my arsenal. It's not true.
Is it bigger than a stack of 570 cards?
I will not mention that anymore. Okay, so I'm guessing here that Fiery Temper is cast on Duskwatch Recruiter. It looks like
Fiery Temper was cast on Dunt Operative, and now he's attacking with a pumped Thriving Rhino and a pumped Voltaic Brawler.
Okay.
And passes the turn. So
is Fiery Temper always played in this deck? I'm not sure actually.
No, not really.
Most decks do not play it, I think.
Usually it's only pump spells and sometimes Galvanic Bombardment. Because you have no way to actually discard the card, makes it a bit awkward.
Does anybody know what Ian played before Lone Druid was invented? I have no idea.
I don't know, he played Black-Green Aristocrat Splash.
No, that was with Lone Druid.
Yeah, with Lone Dryad.
Before Lone Dryad, what did he play? Nobody knows, I think. Since then, it has always been Lone Dryad.
I think he just played basics and wondered why nothing was happening.
Indeed.
So we have a new Dunt operative. Not Gunt. The Hunt.
Yes, that's one.
I was also mentioning earlier in this coverage that I've learned to appreciate card arts more, since I now have to recognize them by the tiny thingies, and then you can get them really big. Yes, I hate promos.
You hate promos now.
Who was it that played the Rise from the Tide again?
It was
in the coverage. I was like,
Papayne versus me.
Yeah,
and
I was like completely confused. I thought it was a black card.
I also really don't like the promo.
Yeah, the music is still on, but it should be quiet enough to be just a background. If you think it should be quieter, just let me know. So we have a larger than life on the Thriving Rhino, and I pump on the Brawlers.
Could say Alan put his last energy into his creature.
Dun dun dun.
He is energyless now.
Yes, well,
you're playing music from
music-wise, we're limited to copyright-free music, so sorry if the quality isn't always the best. So the Dunt operative is gonna brawl with the Voltaic Brawler.
I think those are not the definite blockers yet.
And
I'm not
Lone Dryad is gonna soak up 2 damage since the Rhino has Trample. That's 2 and 5 damage, 7 damage coming through, I think.
Indeed.
Yeah. And everything but the Rhino dies. Yep. So Ian is still stuck on 3 lands. For his deck, that's quite a problem. Another pump spell combined with a burn spell from Alan could finish up the matchup here. So
Alan still have 4 cards in hand, so
Yeah.
that's quite a lot. Oh,
That's an
plays
a
one
Gideon.
Gideon,
Yeah.
ally of Zendikar. But we just say Gideon. It's okay.
Big Gids.
He's the only Gideon for the moment in our format.
I think so.
Yeah, there has been there are 2 Ayanis now,
Yeah. And 3 Nissas.
3 Nessas indeed, 3 Chandras.
Yeah. 4 Chandras.
No,
3 Chandras.
3 Chandras, and no Nico Bolas yet.
A mild mention of him.
Yeah,
Okay, so
uncommon even, I think.
Gideon does what
No,
Gideon always does on his first turn and makes a little friend for himself.
Always.
And then we have an Evolving Wilds to get the swamp. I guess the swamp is a pretty small splash. And we do have the second larger than life. So this is a 7 power Rhino
To his life,
attacking Ian himself.
because
Ian throws everything in front of it that he has to.
so he takes 3 damage, goes to 2.
Yep. So he gets another free 2/2 blocker. I don't think he can go on the offensive with Gideon.
I think Alan has a lot more pump spells in hand. He has 4 cards, only 1 green mana, and he plays 1 spell each turn. Definitely
Yeah.
pump spells.
Yeah, but only the larger than life gives him
Trample.
and he really
Ah.
needs it.
Maybe he plays the +2/+1 and trample as well for 1 red, but he would have played it now because it,
don't
was
think so.
it would have been lethal.
I think he plays Fiery Temper in that slot.
Yeah. I wouldn't play the +2/+1 in a deck. It doesn't need it.
So he's tapping. What did he tap 3 mana for?
He searched something.
What did he tap 2 mana? Ah, for the Clue and an Evolving Wilds.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a 3/4.
Well, it can be jumped now.
Ian can actually kill it if he blocks with everything he has, but then he's dead.
Yeah,
Then he loses his board to any pump spell.
indeed.
But he might be in a position
Or
where
removal.
this is exactly what he has to do.
Oh,
I don't get this. Either you block with all 3 or you block with 1.
yeah, indeed. I don't think Ian has calculated this correctly. Oh, +1/+1, +1/+0, indestructible, and
yeah. It's a Blossoming Defense.
yeah, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? Why it's still indestructible?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why
It's
does
still-
he switch die?
Um,
And investigate? Perfect. Everything is done perfectly. But the card gives +1/+0,
yeah.
indestructibility, and investigate.
So Alan still gets to assign lethal damage to the indestructible creature and then
Yeah.
pass the rest on to the other creature and still has enough to finish off the other creature.
Yeah.
While his Blossoming Defense makes sure that his Rhino survives. That's a sneaky little combat trick coming out of Ian. Again, making a clue token, which is the theme of his deck, sort of.
He does really play the under the radar cards.
Yeah.
It's really
It's scary to play against Ian because you never know what's gonna come out. So we have a Throbbing Inspector.
I'm not going to say it's scary to play against Ian because he will hold against me. if he ever hears me, yeah, live stream. It's okay. If he ever hears me, hears that I said that, then he would hold against me for the rest of my life. Here
If
we
I
can
said
see.
you had a nice body, would you hold it against me?
Yes, I would hold
Okay.
against. But indeed, here we can see that Gideon is actually so strong. Planeswalkers are so strong in our format.
Yeah.
It just gives him a whole new.
Yeah. So he's growing an army of
Yeah.
2/2s now. And
But only
I think-
being at 2, it's still
it's still
dangerous.
scary because
think-
we already know Alan is playing Fiery Temper.
Yeah.
So I think Ian will need to start getting on the offensive.
But next turn, this turn is it okay. It's okay that he made a 2/2. I think next turn he should start attacking
Yeah.
with Gideon. But this turn he really needed to make an extra creature.
So Alan is holding, I think, a blossoming defense and something else. The Rhino is untapped.
I love something else.
So don't forget, this is game 2. Alan won the first one. And he has a 5 mana spell. Riparian Tiger or... Ooh, Nissa.
Nissa. One of the 3 playable Nissas in our format.
That's not the one.
That's not the one. That's the unplayable one.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
That's the
there,
one.
this one.
Vital Force.
Making this mountain a 5/5 elemental with haste. It's still a land. Imagine being attacked by a land.
Ah!
It's just like
Luxembourg would
Luxembourg
be so scary.
Luxembourg is attacking you. What do you mean? The people of Luxembourg? No,
No.
I mean Luxembourg
The
is
country
attacking you.
just stood up.
You mean the army of Luxembourg? No, Luxembourg is attacking you.
Get with it. Okay, so Thraben Inspector chump blocks the Rhino. We have 2 tokens in front of the Brawler. Brawler got pumped, so it kills the 2 tokens. And then another Inspector went face against the land, and suddenly Ian is on the defensive again.
Yeah, because now 2 planeswalkers in play, and I think Nissa is the stronger one of the 2.
Yeah, so he can kill Nissa by plussing, yeah. But that means he needs follow-up to make sure he has a blocker for the Thriving Rhino. And that blocker will be a Hamlet Captain.
A Hamlet Captain?
No, a Duskwatch.
A Duskwatch Recruiter, probably going to be activated. Oh no, he still has another creature in hand, I think. I saw something there. I think it might be another Duskwatch Recruiter. No? Yeah, I think it will be another Duskwatch Recruiter since...
Saxicloon, Place,
Ah no.
and a Loam Dryad.
Loam Dryad. Duskwatches Recruiters and Loam Dryad is definitely an Ian deck.
Okay,
So sad that Loam Dryad is not a human. I really feel bad for Ian that it's not a human.
it's a horror.
Ah, it's a horror for Ian. We are way too good at this casting thing.
Yes.
We are way too good. We should do this
So-
professionally.
The Rhino eats the ugly horror, and Ian... Alan didn't play a spell, so that's transforming, but in response...
Ian already drew a card, I'm pretty sure. Ian drew a land.
Yeah,
So there's actually something wrong. Should we call a judge here?
no, it's a mistrigger. The players can figure it out for themselves here. Activates it again.
Should I say it after this turn? Also not? It's your event. Did he miss twice? No.
I do think he missed twice, yeah. So
I'm so very sad for him.
he has 2 blockers.
3 blockers. Oh no. He
Oh,
makes
he
an emblem.
makes the emblem. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Together, wow.
Ian, wow.
I thought there was gonna be a token. I'll be very honest.
I have no idea what I thought was going to be happening, but not that. If he made a
And
token,
now he remembers to transform it
yeah.
because he didn't do anything.
And Ian is not the type of shady player that would not have done it just because, no, totally not.
So the Rhino has nothing else to do than to attack. I'm pretty sure he keeps attacking the life total.
Yeah.
Now Ian has the option again to double block.
Actually, he should double block.
I think he should double block.
block.
He has a 4/4
yeah.
and a 2/3.
And he has a Gideon in play.
Yeah, I think he should have double blocked
I
here.
think so too.
I see an Inspiring Courage or a Blossoming Defense.
I was so afraid of something, but I don't know what he was afraid of.
In the meantime, Alan has some pump spell in his hand.
Oh, what's that? It's a white card. It was a white card. I've gotten better at this. I don't do like my head like this anymore.
Yeah, you don't tilt to see more cards. That's true. Almost. I should have 2 screens so I can have the chat separately. And this big so we can actually see what the players are playing.
And something behind you. Like
a nice background.
The belly dancers.
Oh.
Yes.
So next event, you're not a caster, Jelle. No nudity on stream. We don't want to get this stream banned.
I was thinking about putting some nudity on stream while I was playing, but
please don't. We want to keep this channel.
Prepared said, no, yeah, you shouldn't do that. It's really not okay.
It's interesting. Since you came to become the caster, the viewers have doubled.
Aha!
So we must be more interesting together.
And that's on a weekday.
Reported kappa. Who's kappaing us? Hey. You have these Twitch TV randos with all their memes and things.
It's the lesser Tom.
Oh.
It's the lesser Tom. I have seen it.
Okay, we have an attack again.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. What happened here?
+1/+1 counters, but because we were talking random, we missed where they came from. Well, that's awkward. So we have an attack with the cub, and that's a blossoming defenses. I should disable all these. As well. I should disable all these weird emoticons. Okay, back to the game.
Yeah, sorry.
So Ian's board got decimated yet again. By a Uncaged Fury and a Blossoming Defense, and now we have a Hamlet Captain.
And another token.
And a token. Yes.
Ah, nice. Noah's first stream watching Jelle. Nice.
That's how it's supposed to be done.
Indeed. What was that?
Oh wait, I think he took back the fiery tumber.
No, it's Harris Lightning. You can't do that on a player. But he can do it on a creature. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, and that's enough. Okay. Yeah, okay. We almost missed everything. That was the end of round 4 in our Gentry event. Thank you very much for watching us. Go over to